Hello guys, it's Mariko Berg with BRIDGEWELL Real Estate Group, and we are coming up to the end of the year. It's the 30th right now while I'm filming this, and things have just been absolutely crazy. I've been meaning to post something a little bit sooner, but we had 2 subject removals on December 24th right before Christmas, and then we also took 3 new listings this week, so luckily we have a lot of good things coming for you, but for me that means that I haven't really been able to renovate my property or my office, which I've been meaning to do. You can see the paint that I've been trying out there that I'm not a super huge fan of. But I've been trying to get things done, and I haven't been able to get as much done as I want in terms of personal things, and I haven't been able to get as many vlogs done, so I'm sorry about that. But I did want to put together a vlog today on the property disclosure statement because I think it's something that is very important for buyers to be aware of, that isn't talked about enough. And so the property disclosure statement, what it is it is a document that is provided by the seller of a property, a resale listing, and is going to disclose certain facts about the property or different information about the property with regards to the questions that are asked. So an example of some of the questions that are on here is, to the best of your knowledge, are the exterior walls insulated? Has a final building inspection been approved or final occupancy permit been obtained? Are you aware of any additions or alterations made in the last 60 days? Are you aware of any damage due to wind, fire, or water? Very important. Are you aware of any roof leakage or unrepaired roof damage, age of roof? So that's what you're going to see in a detached listing, PDS, property disclosure statement. And then in the strata property disclosure statements, you'll also see things like what's included in the maintenance fee and what is the maintenance fee, how many parking stalls, storage lockers, things like that. So all of this is important information for a buyer, and so you are going to want to make sure that your realtor is writing subject to receiving and approving a property disclosure statement and then incorporating it into the contract. It is important to know that this property disclosure statement, it does not actually form a part of the contract of purchase and sale unless it's specifically written in by the buyer's agent. It's not something that just naturally becomes part of the agreement. It is something that a buyer's agent has to physically write in themselves, and just to make sure that you're protected and that the responsibility of the seller to fill out this information accurately is actually upheld. And so it is very, very important that when you're dealing with a property purchase that those little things happen. And so making sure that you're not just dealing with this property transaction yourself, that you are represented and that you're dealing with an agent that is of course experienced and knows a lot about contract knowledge, and can support you in that sense. Absolutely essential to you making sure that everything goes smooth throughout the accepted offer and completion process. But another thing that I will say about this is that while the seller is legally responsible for the accuracy of this information, it is also the buyer's duty to make their own inquiries regarding the premises. And so obviously how you do that is by going out and getting an inspection. That is going to be the absolute best way to determine the state of the property, what maintenance has been done, what maintenance needs to be done in the immediate future, and what you can expect moving forward. While you can certainly take into consideration what the seller has given you with regards to the property disclosure statement and what they've disclosed, it's definitely important to still get that inspection, because that is going to be the most telling document, the inspection report, once you get it, with regards to the state of the property and whether you'd like to proceed with that purchase. So that's my number one recommendation with regards to people that are looking at the property disclosure statement is, even though you're going to be taking a look at that property disclosure statement, please, please, please still get an inspection and make sure you get an inspection report with that as well. One thing that I do get asked about quite frequently is why a resale property does not have a property disclosure statement. So first off, a property disclosure statement is only going to be associated with a resale listing. It's not going to be seen with a pre-sale listing. Most of the sellers that are living in a property are going to be filling out a property disclosure statement because they will feel comfortable with the accuracy of their information since they live there. If somebody is not filling out a property disclosure statement and they live in the property, that would definitely be a red flag for me. So food for thought. But you are not required to fill out the property disclosure statement as a seller. And so what you will often see is, as an investor selling a property, they will typically not fill out the property disclosure statement statement, and what will happen is they will cross out the pages with questions on it, and then on the last page in the comments section they will say that the reason why they've crossed it out is because the seller has never lived in the property. And that is definitely a reasonable thing for an investor to do, because again, this information, it's their legal responsibility to provide accurate information, and if they can't speak to the state of that property because they've never lived in it, because it's had tenants in it, or because it's vacant, then for them to fill that out is not reasonable for a buyer to expect. So definitely when you are dealing with a property that does not have a property disclosure statement, even more so, you want to make sure that you're doing a thorough inspection and having an inspector in that's a professional and is experienced and is able to provide you with a proper inspection report so that they can really speak to the current state of the building and the unit, or if you're dealing with a detached home, the home itself. So I hope that answers everything about the property disclosure statement. That's kind of a crash course in it, but definitely when you're dealing with an offer itself, it is obviously very important to make sure that you have a realtor on your side so that we can go through all of these things together and make sure that you're well informed and educated about your purchase. So if you are thinking about buying or selling, or you know any friends or family that are thinking about the same, we are more than happy to help any of the people that you know or people that you work with, or of course yourself. So feel free to reach out to me with any questions, concerns, comments, and hope you guys have a great day and a very awesome end of 2018. Happy New Year!